rising to the challenge. In this lifetime, I have had one's share of trials. This must be an extraordinary learning period for me, which I try to accept willingly and gracefully. I have a son who is 4 years old and who has a rare illness never before found in medical literature. There was a small hiccup during certain developmental stages in utero. Children with similar symptoms have not survived. This means that he is pioneering this syndrome, if you will, as there is no literature to draw from for future reference on his abilities. My son's greatest challenge, aside from having a hearing loss, is his difficulty with movement and motor skills. At birth, he could not even turn his head from side to side. He needed glasses as soon as he could wear them. He has had difficulties hearing, speaking, and eating. At 9 weeks, he stopped breathing as a result of bronchitis and, probably, aspiration during feeding. Breathing is a result of bronchitis and, probably, aspiration during feeding. Fortunately, I am a nurse anesthetist, and supporting the airway is my job. This, I am sure, was planned. Austin has been in therapy since he was 6 days old. We have gone to therapy 4 to 7 times a week, and I have learned and taught my entire family sign language. Austin now is able to run a little, he signs beautifully, and he has about 50 words that are audible. We have a long way to go, but we are moving in the right direction with him. He is one of my life's greatest teachers, and he has given me my greatest heartaches as well. I had an amazing experience at your Tampa lecture during the first regression. I was regressed to a time of wagons and old dresses. The clothing was tattered and seemed to be made of burlap material. I was walking over a hill, many other people were walking too, but not together. I didn't seem to know where we were going, and there was no sense of community. I was looking for someone who had run off. Once I got to the top of the hill, I saw a wagon with no horse attached, which had rolled slightly and stopped on a huge rock. People were running toward it, I didn't know them, but my heart sank as I knew that it was my little boy who was hurt. He was my same son as in this life, he looked different, but it was the same spirit. The boy was under the wagon, no one could get it off him. I could see only his legs. As he cried, many people were trying to lift the wagon, but it was going downhill and they had to push it back uphill. They finally did, and I was able to hold him briefly, but he was taken from me by the men I didn't know. They were trying to help, but I felt so helpless, and they wouldn't listen to me. The time moved forward, and I was at a different building where they had taken my son. It was a brownish-orange, flat-looking building made out of mud or adobe, a hospital. I stood at the entrance but couldn't go in. He died there. I know he wanted me and I wanted to be with him, I don't know why I didn't go inside. He died with strangers, crying, and I never got over the fact that I couldn't get to him. I can't help but know that I have been given a second chance at this. I did not do a very good job advocating for my child in that past life. I didn't speak loud enough, I didn't defend him. I was told what to do and listened without question, even though I needed to be with my son and I knew he needed me. We had no one else. In this lifetime, I have become a nurse practitioner. Austin had over 200 medical and therapeutic appointments during his first 2 years of life, and he never once went without me at his side. Now I understand why I am so fearful of people touching him and why I will not allow him to have a procedure or therapy if I am not there with him. He died at allow him to have a procedure or therapy if I am not there with him. He died at the age of 4 in the regression, due to his leg injuries and the blood loss he sustained from the wounds. In this life, he was nearly the same age when he started walking independently. I have even created a non-profit school, the Hope, Achieve, Learn, Overcome, Hilo Academy, for children with disabilities, where they can have all their therapy and sign language needs met. The woman who was sitting next to me at your workshop may be sending us a donation check for the school to build our own facility. The entire story from beginning to end is completely connected and was such a beautiful experience, a tremendous blessing that has changed my life. The depth of understanding that I have gained has been wonderful. Christy is a graduate level student in this great earth school. She is radiating love and giving so much to Austin and to many others. Her past life in the time of wagons and old dresses helped her to prepare for this life's challenges. She learned well. And, by the way, the people sitting next to you in these workshops are not there by accident. Divine guidance, a perfect process, is always at work. Random events are not really random, even though we may not understand their meaning or purpose at the time. Whether we label these events as destiny, synchronicities, grace, the source field, universal intention, or any other name, they are not accidental. There seems to be a reason for everything, and with time and reflection the meaning will eventually emerge. Sometimes an advanced soul will volunteer to incarnate in a physical body in order to teach us important lessons. Austin has done this. His birth, replete with serious developmental abnormalities, has provided the opportunity for Christy to master love and compassion. Her love is unconditional. She asks for nothing in return. Her compassion is universal, the Halo Academy providing heartfelt help to so many children, not merely her own. I have been asked many times why evolved souls would ever choose to take on a body with a painful and debilitating condition. This question is frequently posed by a relative of someone with autism, with schizophrenia or some other type of severe mental disorder, with cerebral palsy or another kind of muscular impairment, or with any number of illnesses, for these family members have personally witnessed how difficult life can appear to be for such individuals. Too often, people think of these conditions as karmic punishments. But as I wrote earlier, karma is not a punishment, it's simply a means for learning and growth. Many souls, particularly advanced ones like Austin's, will elect to incarnate in an impaired state in order to learn what that experience feels like. They may have had many lifetimes in which they were the caregivers, but now they are to learn what it is to receive love. Love must be balanced. This decision is also made so as to give other people the opportunity to express love. Someone with autism will need to be nurtured and taken care of, and this provides other people with an occasion to manifest caring, charity, and compassion. Thus, the condition is not the result of punishment or of karma but rather of a tremendously loving and generous desire to help other souls progress along their spiritual paths. Wise and loving beings are always among us. We may not recognize them at first. We may not see them as teachers. Our minds get in the way. How can this little baby teach me? Our hearts are already aware. Just as with Christy and Austin, the birth of a child often provides a rich education in this school of life, but the loss of a child can be a devastating and powerful teacher too. The following story explores this idea further. Soulmate. This is a part of Zindagi Ki Roshni consultancy. It has been established for those who have lost someone and for those who are very sad in their life. About 100 PDF books and 20 short audio books of this topic will be sent to those who join it. This data will be sent to their email or WhatsApp. If you want to join this organization, then please send WhatsApp message to this number.